Hello beautiful souls, and welcome back. Today's tarot and oracle reading is for the zodiac sign of Aquarius for the month of September 2021. In today's energy forecast, we will be using the Wildwood Tarot as well as the illustrated Herbiary. So while I am shuffling, I do want to let you know that I am doing a giveaway. To enter the giveaway, all you have to do is comment on this video, give the video a like, and make sure you're subscribed to my channel. The winner will be selected at random to win a personalized reading from me. The winner will be selected from the comments, so make sure you leave a comment. You can also comment on all the other zodiac signs. While you may be an Aquarius sun or Aquarius moon, Aquarius rising, we all have other zodiac signs in our chart. I myself am actually Aquarius sun and moon, and I was so close to being Aquarius rising. I was actually born just a few hours too early, and I am a Capricorn rising, but so close to being Aquarius for the big three. Let me know what your sun, moon, and rising signs are down in the comments. So Aquarius, let's find out what the energy surrounding you this month is. Okay, thank you. Ooh, we've got two cards. Okay, so we have the Starflower, Finding Grace. And we have Oats, Just Be. Perhaps in order to find grace, we just have to be ourselves. Speaking of Aquarius traits, right? Just be yourself. Your amazing, quirky self. You are uniquely you, and that is wonderful. Find grace within your uniqueness. With this Just Be card, I'm sensing, oh okay, yeah, and then adding the moon on the water. Between these two cards, I mean, look at the water on these cards. It may be time to connect with water, whether with spiritual baths, cleansing of some kind, even if it's just in the shower, going and sitting by the ocean if you were lucky enough to be in that kind of a location, by a lake, by a river, by a stream. Might be your connection to finding grace and allowing yourself to just be. With the moon on the water card, I feel like this is also taking the opportunity when it arises to look within, look at your shadows, and see your beauty through your struggles. With the Finding Grace card, I feel like it's, you know, we all have negative things that hide within our shadows, but those things are also what makes us who we are. So if we can find grace for those so-called negatives, then we can begin to see ourselves in a new light and allow ourselves to just be who we are. Okay, let's check to see what some of these cards are, because I've just been shuffling. Now, I did notice that when I said Just Be, the Wanderer came out. This is the Fool card in a typical Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And it's taking that first leap, that leap of faith and trying something new. And it's also interesting because it looks almost like they're stepping off this rainbow into water. So again, lots of water energy here. We have the Nine of Stones, tradition, but it's in reverse. So like what I'm hearing from that is just, you know, turn traditions on its head. If you don't agree with traditions, if you don't agree with the rituals and the habits that have been established in your life, do what you need to do to change them. Whether this is you changing your daily routine to better fit you, Whether this is you saying, you know what, I don't want to follow these religious holidays that have never made sense to me. So I'm going to give up. I'm going to give up the capitalism of, you know, say Christmas, or I'm going to give up the whatever from other holidays that you might not believe in. It's okay to break tradition and start your own. You have the Four of Arrows, which is the card of rest. And we have the Four of Stones, which is protection. So it's interesting as we're talking about, you know, shadow work and just being yourself, finding grace in yourself, finding calming areas. We have two fours, Four of Arrows, Four of Stones. And fours are very grounding number. You know, it's the four directions on a compass: north, south, east, west. It is, you know, the four corners of a building. It's the pillars here. It's what, you know, keeps things standing, you know, very, very grounded kind of energy, very foundational energy. On the back of the deck, we have the Queen of Bows, the Hare. And she actually looks quite frightened, quite nervous. There's that full moon again, calling to us to release what is no longer serving us and trust in ourselves. As we move forward through this month, Aquarius, I think it's time to take leaps into being who you desire to be. This isn't leaps in terms of, you know, career changes or relationship changes or anything like that. It's not external to you. This is the changes that you need to make internally. And it's changes that you've been wanting to make and desiring to make for a long time. Those little habits, those little changes, those little tweaks to your day-to-day life. This could be getting more movement in, more healthy foods, more water, more love, more compassion. It's about, I don't want to say like removing anything. You know, it's not about, you know, changing things, because it's hard to change. It's hard to break habits. But what I'm sensing is it's just taking steps to start new habits. You know, eat a salad, you'll be more full and you'll eat less of the chips or less of the cookies, right? If you go on a walk, you'll spend less time sitting on the couch. If you read more from an actual book, you'll spend less time reading shit on Twitter, right? Instead of saying, I'm not gonna do social media, instead of, you know, not eating junk food, instead of not doing something, like put those negatives aside. Think positively about what you want. It's really coming from this finding grace card, right? Because finding grace within ourselves is not about pointing out our negatives. It's about showing off our positives. So instead of thinking like, oh, I don't like my belly, think, oh, well, I love my butt. You know, focus on your butt and how amazing it is. You know, that kind of just an attitude shift of, no, I'm not going to focus on my negatives today. I'm going to focus on my positives. I'm not going to focus on how little water I've drank. I'm going to focus on how much I have drank. And that little mindset shift is still allowing you to be you and exist in a world where you can still be you, but just better, right? And these are not things that, like, I don't want you to do these things because I'm suggesting you do them. These are things that you've been thinking about for a long time. You know, maybe you want to meditate more. Maybe you want to learn more, whether you want to cook more. Perhaps you want to cook more at home, right? Whatever it is. Just focus on doing more of the things that you want to do. Not less of the things you don't want to do, but more of the things you do want to do. Okay? Take that leap into trying something that you've, been putting off. The things that you're saying, oh, well, one day I will do that. Well, make tomorrow, or even today, day one. Not one day, but day one. Does that make sense, Aquarius? It's time to take action now. No matter how much it might scare us to think of change, instead of taking away things that you find comfort in, instead of taking away from your routine, which you have established, for your whole life, don't think about changing everything. Just think about improving one thing and making that one thing be closer to who you feel like you are. Are you a person who exercises? Are you a person who is knowledgeable? Are you a person who is compassionate? Are you a person who, whatever? Are you a person who loves plants? Go buy a plant. Don't think about all the ones you've killed. That's the past, Move forward. Learn about the plants that you want to get. Take it one day at a time. With this rest in the protection card, this isn't a rush. It's going to take time. It's a transformation, a metamorphosis into the butterfly that you truly are. One day at a time, one step at a time. And sometimes we have to look within our shadows to see why we see parts of ourselves as negative, and then understand, well, I don't like this aspect of myself because this is how I wish it was. When you know how you wish it was, it's easier to take steps to be that. It's easier to take actions to be in alignment with who you are. So focus on that. It's like, say you want to quit smoking. You don't introduce yourself as someone who is trying to quit smoking. Introduce yourself as a non-smoker, because that is who you are now. You are a non-smoker. Okay? Best of luck, Aquarius, for this month. Do your best to implement little changes that will make a huge impact in your future. Little steps, baby steps, one at a time. And don't forget to rest in between. I hope you enjoyed this tarot and oracle reading. If you did and you want to win a personalized reading from me, make sure you leave a comment down below so that I can, use a random comment picker and hopefully pick you to win. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye.